Angry guy here. And Western women realize password bros are the beginning of the end for them. Yeah, it's true, and I don't. We'll talk about it. Western women are realizing that password bros is the beginning of the end for them. What do I mean by that? They see the writing on the wall and they realize that the end is here. We're going to jump into a video where we're going to illustrate that password bros have Western women on TikTok in their feelings. Let's go ahead and jump into this.
Bill Bunny Villains. Before we start this video, like and comment for the algorithm. Also, follow me on Rumble. Link will be in the description. Enjoy the video. Peace.
Never date a woman with a high body count.
Women, never date a man who asks you your body count. Problem solved.
What the hell did you just say?
Never date a man who asks you your body count. Problem solved. See, what's going to end up happening is these women are going to find themselves with the lowest possible value men, or no men at all. That's exactly it. Because the only people that are not going to talk about body count at this point, as knowledge is circulating, it's going to be Sims. All right, and they're fighting for their lives right now because password bros are like waking men up, and they want to make sure those beta male orbiters don't go anywhere. That's why they're calling password bros, saying that password bros are going over to other countries and doing terrible things over there. When in reality, it's all bullshit. They're trying to keep those beta male orbiters from leaving them because they know they don't have anything without them.
Ma'am, that makes no sense whatsoever because the difference is men choose who gets in relationships. Women choose who gets to have sex. So you have to preserve your value. So if you're out here running the streets like a renegade, women have these things called habits. And if a man is smart enough and he catches on to the habits, he can tell the difference between a woman who's lying about her body count that has a high one and a woman that doesn't have a high body count by her activities. Men can put it together. But go ahead, lie about your body count, try to hide it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be single, and I can bet you your body count is probably
over 9,000. 9,000?
9,000.
There's no way that can be right.
We're the decent men in LA. I'm not trying to be. I just moved here, and I genuinely want to know. In New York, I met them everywhere. Walking down the street, at Whole Foods, at Trader Joe's.
Guys, look at her lips. Oh my gosh. Like, she thinks this is attractive. She thinks she looks like Kim Kardashian. Look at her fucking lips. Like, who in their right mind finds this attractive?
Ohio, I just stayed away from them because why would I want to date someone in Ohio? So in LA or the general LA County area, where are they hiding?
Dudes are not hiding. Dudes are actually everywhere. The thing is, women don't ever tell you the type of dudes that they're looking for. The thing is, there's men that she would like that checks off her boxes and all that stuff that live here in LA. And me being from LA, I know this and, dealing with a lot of women. So the thing is, she'll get those. There's no shortage of those type of men that she want that drive nice cars and stuff. But they're just going to break your back and they're just going to toss you to the side because you got all that cosmetic surgery done. And by the way, you need to slap the crap out of that doctor who did your lips like that. He did you dirty. Aside from that, the type of men that you want, what makes you?
She got what she wanted. She got what she wanted. She wanted them as big as possible. She wanted some DSL, dick sucking lips, and she got them. I mean, she wouldn't be sucking my dick with those lips, but yeah.
Stand out and makes them want to stop when they have all these women chasing their validation. Why do they need to settle for one woman, and why do they need to settle for you? See, women always prioritize what they want, but they never think about what is this guy gonna want for me to stick around so I can retain him.
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. When you think about, now that I look at the way Western society is, because this is the end. We're at the absolute end. We're approaching the end of relationships between men and women in the West. Sure, there'll always be a small number of men and women, that procreate in the West, but it's collapsing. The standard is going to become men walking away from Western society entirely, going overseas to have a wife, and have children over there. That's going to be the standard. And it's looking really, really bad. It's looking terrible right now. And I'm beginning to understand that this is the reason why, historically, there was a time in some civilizations where they would literally separate the men from the men from the girls and from their mothers when they reach a certain age. Like, do you remember in Greece, The Spartans, they would literally separate. It was not only in their civilization. They did this in other civilizations as well. All right, India, a lot Indians, and a lot of civilizations. When the boys reach a certain age, the boys are taken away from their mothers and they're raised by the men. Let me explain something to you. If you're around a group of people and they are abusive to you, you will never feel safe. You will never feel safe. The boys were not abused by the men. The men were not hyper masculine and they were not out there doing stupid shit. If anything, it was the boys that were doing stupid shit. And it was the men that taught the boys, okay, no, you're not going to touch that. You're not going to touch that, you little fucker. All right? No, you won't do you can do this, but you're not going to. And they taught them. But at all times, the boys felt very safe because they had the men with them. The men loved having the boys with them, and the boys loved being with the men because it's like as a kid, you know you're safe with these guys. You can do stupid shit, and you they might slap you, they might not, but most of the time, they'll let you learn on your own. But there's always going to be someone there to protect you. It's like being in a candy shop almost because you're a kid. You've got these guys with you, and you can fuck up and you can be safe fucking up because they're always there to pick you up. You understand? It is a privilege to be surrounded by a group of men when you're a kid. A strong, reasonable, kind, respectful men with dignity. It is a privilege because these guys are always going to be there to watch over you. So you're going to feel safe to explore your environment. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel safe as a young man. And you're going to be learning different things. They're going to teach you, okay, so this is how you're going to use a sword. This is how you're going to use a bow. This is how you're going to do different. This is how you do mad shit. And then by the time you reach a certain age, now you want to go out and do mad shit. And they're going to tell you're like, this is what's going to end up happening. You get to a certain age now. So now you're like 13, 14, and you want to go kill something. And that's when they're going to have to put you in your place because you're like, no, you little motherfucker. You're not ready yet. And you're there fucking, you're going on like, no, I want to go and kill something. Motherfucker, you're not killing anything or anyone, all right? You're not ready yet. You're not. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this shit? And you've got these fucking kids sulking all over the fucking place because the men won't let them go kill. All right? The men won't let them go kill. Okay? This is the kind of thing this is what happens when you have men, when boys grow up with the men. They grow up not fearing their environment, but they also grow up learning to respect authority because they know that these guys can clock the shit out of them. So they know to get in line, but they also respect hierarchy. It's not going to come down to that. All right? They learn to respect hierarchy. Okay? Because among men, there's hierarchy. Let's not fuck around. There's hierarchy. Women, on the other hand, they know how to fuck their way through the hierarchy. And that's why they don't respect it. Okay? Until they're forced to respect it. But men understand hierarchy. As soon as you go to prison, there's a hierarchy in prison. Wherever you go, and there are men automatically organize themselves. It's the most unbelievable thing. When you have boys and girls admittingly may organize themselves better than boys, but the reason why is because there's this ingrained nature in them because they all want to play mommy and play dollhouse and all this other shit. The problem is that unless they have guidance when they become older, they become wild and they just want to start running around and sleeping around. Boys, on the other hand, when they get older, they start developing hierarchy and they start organizing themselves. It's the strangest thing where there's kind of like a role reversal between boys and girls. Like it's crazy. They say that girls mature faster than boys, but it's only up to a certain point. I'm so serious. It's really weird. It's so strange because while the girls might seem a little more mature than the boys when they're children, when they hit adolescence, the girls often become absolute fools. And it's the boys who are more mature. It's really, really strange. It's so insane. And if you don't keep the girls in check, they'll go ballistic. While the boys, on the other hand, they realize the position that they're in very quickly. That they don't run this world and shit can go wrong for them. So it's crazy because when when you had kids who were growing up, boys who were growing up, and they were taken away from their mothers and they're raised amongst the men, they grow up to be good men within society. This is the reason why 80% of the men in prison come from single mother households. 80%. The other 20% you can incur are probably non-violent criminals. All right, who are doing shit like check fraud and stuff like that. Those guys don't really need to be in jail. It's a waste of time keeping putting those guys in jail for things like financial crimes. It's a I mean, up to a certain point. For example, things like if you're I forget the exact name of it, but if you basically try to force someone to give you money, because I forget it starts with an E, but if you're basically trying to force people to give you money on like false pretense that you're going to harm them or stuff like that, another type of psychological violence. And but for example, like people running things like check fraud and people running a pyramid scheme. Yeah, listen, they got you, he got you. He ran his pyramid scheme, he got you. All right, just take the fucking L. Like Bernie Madoff, he got all. He was running a pyramid. He was running a Ponzi scheme. He got them. He got you. All right, take the L. Bernie was not a violent criminal. He doesn't belong in there. He doesn't belong in there with the Sons of Anarchy. Okay, no, that's bullshit. But you see how things actually work right now. This is the end for Western women. They don't even have a prayer. They don't have a prayer. They're trying to hold on to the Sims as hard as they can. They're trying to hold on to the Sims and the orbiters as hard as they can because they have nothing without them.
Now, if you do happen to, run into one of these guys and get in his face, you have to start adding value immediately, especially after the sex. If you stay over and have sex and smash the guy, if you're really attracted
lately. Are they gone? The answer is no. Just like a bad infestation, they're still around, but they've rebranded themselves.
I'm actually surprised to see you still around and not behind bars when you were courtside trying to grab that man's bag of corn nuts.
What the fuck is that?
After several very embarrassing and what some might call dusty, ashy, unwashed, and generally busted behavior, the Passport Bros have decided to rebrand. I mean, can you blame them?
Still in DR. I miss my flight last.
Notice how the female comes out of nowhere and just starts attacking the man, even though this man is completely trolling and she's falling for it. But I'm saying it's an experiment. When you just put out information like that, how quick they jump on you and
So
want to call you.
guys, the Passport Bros are now circulating misinformation. They're now circulating misinformation and waiting for the women. Guys, these guys are up to some. The Passport Bros are circulating misinformation and waiting for the women to jump on top of that information, and then and then catching them. Guys, these guys are unbelievable. You see, here's the thing about men. If women, men are problem solvers, and what's his name, Stephen Hawking, before he died, this is one of the greatest physicists to ever live. He said that there's one problem he was never able to figure out. All right, he was never able to figure out. He was never able to figure out, what a woman's problem is. He still can't figure them out. He said still can't figure out what their problem is. Stephen Hawking said that he still cannot figure out what their problem is. He said this from his wheelchair. And feminists were ballistic. This was years back. Like this happened in 2000s, I believe. And the feminists were so ballistic, and they're like, "You can't listen. Don't listen to Stephen Hawking. Like he's talking," and they couldn't do shit about it because what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Attack this guy? And one of his ex-wives actually claims that he hurt her physically. But the strange thing is that this guy's been in a wheelchair for like the last 30, 40, no, more than 40 years. This guy was on Star Trek. I remember this guy was like on Star Trek Next Generation in the chair. This was like back in the 1980s, I think. So, like, yeah, there's some question marks there. He's been in the chair a very long time, since like maybe the 1980s, maybe even the 1970s. Okay, he's been in the chair a very, very long time, and this woman was like, "Steven hit me. Steven hit like, bro. This man has been barely able to move for more than half his life. I'm just no one's. We're just asking questions."
Broke, dusty, weak, unwanted, all that crap. It's crazy, son.
And guys, by the way, while we're doing this, I can't believe that I forgot to do this, but I want to remind you guys, if you're enjoying this content, you need to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss another video ever again. And also hit the like button to help us, because that'll boost us in the algorithms. And also, guys, you know what? I know you don't like that long one, so I'll just do it this way. If you want to support the channel, support us on yeah, support us on Patreon. Get bonus videos and other exclusives on Patreon. And you can support us for as little as $10 a month. And you can find us on patreon.com/angryguy. All the links are in the description of the video. And you can also send a one-time donation via paypal.me/angry solutions or Cash App. And the links to those are also in the description of the video. For those of you that don't like Patreon, you can also use Subscribe Star. That's also linked in the description. Let's jump back to this video because, I mean, it's crazy what's happening right now with these guys. It's crazy what they're going through, and
it's just insane. And the thing is, man, all you have to do is cap, man. So when you go overseas, man, please cap, man. Please troll. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be so funny.
Yeah, they're trolling. These guys are just trolling. They're sending out misinformation, and these women are soaking that shit up.
Box, and they'll get all excited just for them to use them for their own agenda. Crazy how this all works.
So yeah, Passport Bros, it seems like you guys, finally got a win. This Passport Bro right here, he seems to have found love.
This dude right here, listen, the moment he got off the plane, this girl immediately approached him and has been begging him to marry her. And she's been going everywhere with him. And he's just acting. This dude said that he had no luck in America. Guys, they call this man corny, and a joke. This is what's wrong with the black community. They don't want these types of guys. Look at this guy. This looks like some guy that would work in IT. They don't want his ass. They want fucking Tyrone. They want old Tyrone Long Dick.
She seems nice. Yeah, Passport Bros up 1,000.
What Team Wolf here is not telling you is that this man has been with multiple women. He's not showing the other ones. He's just showing this one.
Exactly. Listen to me. Tons of women have been approaching. Listen to me. This woman has been begging him. All right. As soon as he got there, she's been like hovering around him. These guys go over there, and women are just rushing them.
This guy Floyd right here, despite how you guys feel about him or him denouncing the Passport Bros, this man has had more dates than the simp in the little box right there.
Beta. You get the gist. Well, all this negative PR proved to be more than some Passport Bros could handle. So they are no longer calling themselves the Passport Bros. They are now Bros Abroad.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Man, he's serving looks. I need to get y'all to eat somewhere.
Bros Abroad. Totally different from the Passport Bros. I mean, yeah, we're going to developing countries to find women who will give us the time of day. And we are looking for submissive wives. Unlike you, females who rotate through multiple people, like the door of a Waffle House. Well, maybe we don't stick with one woman, and maybe we are paying them, but we are totally and 100% different.
So, guys, this is hilarious. Now they're trying to suggest that the Passport Bros are paying these women to be with them. All right, so they're saying that these Passport Bros are going over there and they're getting hookers, and they're paying the hookers to be with them. Y'all, I don't have any time for this bullshit. I'm so serious. I'm done. Guys, this is the end for these women. This is the end. Western women are realizing that Passport Bros are at the beginning of the end. This is the end for them. It's almost over. Guys, if you want to watch the full video, you can find the full video link in the description of the video. As I said already, if you want to, you guys need to, if you want to support the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, never miss another video ever again, and like the video so the algorithm will know that, hey, this is a channel that you want to see more of. You want to see more of it. And as I said, you can get bonus videos over on Patreon. Get bonus videos and other exclusives on Patreon. And you can support us for as little as $10 a month on Patreon. or drop a one-time donation via Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, and all the links in the description of the video. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Let's go ahead and talk about what's happening. Western women are realizing that Hazard Bros are the beginning of the end for them. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.